TF2. Now, I think one of the best decisions Valve's ever made for the game, besides decreasing the size of the frog on carrier twice, was to not add any extra classes, but instead add on top of and expand the pre-existing 9, while still maintaining their core identity. That's right, take that, guard dog! Hope you get put down! One of the best things to come out of this system are the unintentional weapon synergies. Using 2 or 3 weapons which on their own might not seem all that appetizing, or are already pretty solid, together in a loadout, to create a strong and unique way to play a class.
Hello again!
But of course, if there are good weapon synergies, there also has to be bad weapon synergies. Using 2 or 3 solid weapons that actively conflict with each other and create a loadout that is worse than the sum of its parts. It doesn't necessarily mean that the loadout is the class's worst. There are definitely worse loadouts, not because they are anti-synergies, it's just because the loadout is composed of weapons that are just dog shit on their own. So yeah, that is what this is going to be about. Thank you for reminding me. The demon in my mini fridge. The first anti-synergy we're going to be talking about today is the one I have been using as an example so far in the video and in the thumbnail. The Rescue Ranger and the Gunslinger. One of the simpler ways weapons can synergize poorly is a conflict of ideals. These two weapons have some more wordier weapon descriptions in the game, but these weapons are simple at their core. The Rescue Ranger is used for catcalling women in LA and help maintaining your buildings at a range, at the cost of the engineer's own personal self-defense being much worse. The Gunslinger is increasing the engineer's own self-sustain at the cost of the sentry being a little small baby land, making it much weaker and therefore the rest of the nest. When used together, both weapons kind of mute each other's upsides and create a battle engineer that cannot push because he has a little Fortnite Nerf gun. And a regular defensive engineer, the dumb child who just plays on his iPad all day, that like all kids, dies to a single grenade.
Time has been added.
Soldier, please help me. There's a spy right there and I'm holding a shitty BB gun. Thank you. Best game I got with this combo was here on Mountain Lab, where I played more defensively, holding our team's ground like I had level 3, which kinda goes to show that Engineer doesn't really have a bad loadout. You still have a teleporter, you still have a dispenser, and even if it's a mini, your sentry can still put in the work.
All for nothing at all.
Hey, you should double jump more often. No, stay on the ground and run. No, you should jump. Stay. Jump. No, stay. Jump. Stay. Jump. Stay on the ground. I heard you can even triple jump.
Shut the—
This might be a hot take, but I think the Babyface's blaster is not that bad. I mean, it doesn't hold a candle to the stock scatter gun, but it's still solid if you just ignore Pyro and sacrifice him to the Greek goddess Demeter to ensure a good harvest. However, when you have boosts with the BFB, which is hopefully most of the time, the winger becomes way worse because you're only using your single jump to maintain your BFB boost, which makes the winger half as effective. The Atomizer becomes basically useless because using your triple jump drains your entire boost. The winger at least has a damage buff. The Atomizer doesn't even have another positive stat that doesn't relate to the triple jump. What?
Alright guys, welcome to the top 10 most useless weapon stats in Team Fortress 2. Number 7, we got the stat for the shortstop. On kill, 50% refill for all meters.
Oh, what's up?
This anti-synergy of the Phlog and a shotgun shows a different of way for a synergy to go wrong, where one weapon just kind of lobotomizes the others. One thing that's always confused me about the Phlog's design was the choice to make it so only specifically fire damage charges oomph. Maybe Valve thought that a solar bulkier scout with a crit boosted flamethrower in their back pocket might be too strong, but good thing there isn't a secondary in the game that makes the Phlog borderline overpowered, right? However, all the stat does is make the Phlog work less well with the 3 shotguns and the melees that solely focus on dealing damage to players, like the Extinguisher, 3rd Degree, and the Kaluna eating live ASMR, with the exception of the Shulkin Volcano Fragment, because he is a special boy. Killing an enemy with one of these non-fire weapons with the Phlog doesn't just mean you don't get oomph, but you're also removing an enemy that you could have farmed oomph off of. This is just like if you kill Jimmy Fallon, you don't automatically get a late night show. You have to kill Stephen Colbert for that.
For the very online.
Keep in mind, we are using shotguns and melee, so if you're not pepper spraying a random stray cat with shotgun pellets, your enemy is probably in or near your flamethrower range. So just use the Phlog to build out more oomph. However, there are some benefits to using the shotgun with the Phlog, like having the upper hand in the Pyro 1v1, and the before mentioned pepper spraying for 3 damage outside of the Phlog's range. And also, it's my good friend Kevin's favorite loadout, meaning you will be protected from Herobrine. But why deal with all of that when you can just do whatever this is? Hey, have you ever wanted to use essential resources for your class? Because I haven't. Using Dearly Beloved and the SketchX watch together means if you're undisguised outside of spawn, because of how the Dead Ringer works, you can't just disguise your ammo pack and pick it up to gain some cloak after disguising. So you have to trade off the bajillion benefits of holding out the Dead Ringer with a fucking disguise. Or don't, and run around undisguised with your Dead Ringer out.
One day you will have to answer for your actions, and God may not be so merciful.
You also have to make this decision if you want to switch to your disguise, because with the year, you might just stab a heavy, or an enemy spotted you with a certain disguise when you're flanking, and because you can't cloak properly, because you're using the goddamn DJ station watch, that can't even do the same thing as the other 2 watches, where you cloak and regain your normal spy speed because of how the weird Dead Ringer cloak works. And God help you want to use a revolver, but you probably won't, because you're probably using the L Stranger to counteract the faster cloak drain from the air. Oh yeah, forgot about that. So the air makes the ringer last for like 2 seconds, which is bad for the Dead Ringer because when the Dead Ringer ends, it goes like BOOM, which is really loud and alerts all the enemies to kill you. When collecting footage, this was the synergy I had the most trouble using. It might be because this is actually the worst anti-synergy in this video, or I'm just not that used to using the Dead Ringer, or just Spy in general, because I'm not spawn of hit famous demon that only run the kunai and the Dead Ringer.
Ka-chow.
the rocket jumper, and the gunboats. The gunboats reduce self-damage by 60%. The rocket jumper does 0 self-damage. 60% of 0 is still 0. Using the Claymore or the Persian Persuader with a sticky bomb launcher, because both of these swords only upside relates to the shield charge, and you cannot do a shield charge if you don't have a shield. So all you have left is taking 50% more damage with the Claymore, or have like all your ammo stolen by the Persian Persuader.
For pizza.
These three showcase a different type of anti-synergy, and I'm pretty sure it's the only one of its kind, where all three weapons make each other redundant, with all of them having the same upside. In this case, it's mini crits. Think, if you drink the Criticola, the Backscatter becomes a worse scatter gun. Or, you can think about it the other way around, where you drink the Criticola, and you only hit back shots with the Backscatter, you just mark yourself for death for no reason. And the worst hand is definitely dealt to the Fan of War. The Fan is best used when flanking because you don't want to run in straight into your enemy with your melee out. But just look at this clip on Upward. I tried to flank with the Fan of War because I realized I need footage of me using it, and I got behind this pyro, and then I realized something. And that using the Fan of War with the Criticola is a good way to die. You might be noticing that this footage contains dangerous amounts of CP powerhouse, and that I might run into famous TF2 cryptid, King Sweatpants with the razor back on. But don't worry, my extermination team got this completely under control. But what if I told you there's a secret technique you can only do with this loadout?
Come Tuesday?
Watch me perform the cum combo. That's right. If you drink the Criticola, then hit an enemy with the Fan of War, then shoot them in the back with the Backscatter, you officially came on your enemies in Team Fortress 2. What is it?
Does this combo do anything more than just a mini crit?
Well, no, it doesn't, but it's cool when you get to say you came on the player in voice chat.
How are you meant to know if your Backscatter shot is a back shot if it's gonna mini crit anyway?
Just look stupid. If you saw yourself shoot somebody in the back, that means you shot them in the back, idiot. I can't believe somebody can be that stupid. What was that? Alright, so the FBI is holding my dog Garfield at gunpoint and told me to wrap up this video. Apparently I was supposed to mention King Sweatpants with the razor back on. So, what was the message of this video? Don't use these weapon synergies. Or do, I don't care. I mean, I had fun using them. And using the shotgun with the Phlog, realized how much I liked using the shotgun on Pyro. Mine be it with much better contemporaries. I just kind of threw it away after I got the flare gun. So, TF2 is a pretty good game, I guess. Oh, God. Twice. Let's not add any extra